August 25, 2017, then Harvey came ashore right here in Rockport. This storm is going to be the driver for the reinvention of the coastal community. The university, as represented by the Coastal Bend Business Innovation Center and the College of Business, is providing an opportunity for these smaller rural communities that are part of what's called the Presidential Designated Impact Area from Hurricane Harvey. The opportunity to vision a future that is more than just recovery.
Our water tower collapsed in town. The infrastructure, the broadband infrastructure on that tower was diminished and destroyed. We were in the dark. At that point in time, we didn't know what was going on outside. We couldn't communicate with our residents, and we couldn't communicate with our satellite EOC team. So it was kind of paralyzing.
How to do this work. In other words, you're not alone in the work. Broadband is really the platform for so much that you need. So for disaster recovery, first responders, all of that, telehealth, being able to provide medical care, even when your hospitals are shut down or destroyed. But other areas of the state can come in and be able to provide health care long distance if you have telehealth facilities. And those require broadband.
People that they've gathered here are not local minds. These are people from around the way. Dallas, bigger cities that are thriving with technology. And I want to see what that other side of the coin is, because right now we're restricted to what we have access to here locally.
But when you get down to communities that don't have it, broadband should go hand in hand with the other infrastructure projects because it is needed just as much as those projects. It's not a nice to have anymore, it's a need to have. And when you're building those infrastructure projects, oftentimes you can do it at a discounted rate if you're building things together. If you're building a road, if you're putting in a new sewer or sewage system or water system where you're already trenching for whatever gas lines, whatever you may have, it's very easy to just throw the additional conduit in the ground at that point that then you can come back and run the fiber through later. When they're rebuilding from the destruction that happened, how do you take advantage of building out and future-proofing, your infrastructure?
The opportunity here is to build a resilient community. Broadband is not a luxury. It's essential infrastructure like water, electricity, all of the basic infrastructures. We know how important electricity was, how much safe drinking water is important. Broadband is equally important to a family's health, well-being, and access to opportunity.
Everything we do relies on that fiber connection, our phones, our internet, social media, everything.
Digital inclusion is increasingly economic inclusion.
We came to start a discussion. This will help them to reshape, redesignate, and renovate their economic development.